Every Friday at 7 p.m., Punta Cana Hits presents What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio, the #1 English talk show in the area, with the best that the Dominican Republic and the rest of the world have to offer.
Perfecto.
Hello. Welcome to What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio. And we are here, another episode. And I'm really excited about today's guest who lives, I would say, at the intersection of, as I've read her bio, the intersection of like logic and emotion. She's in the middle of science and music, which I'm really interested to learn more about this. And she is classically trained in music. She's globally shaped and really introspective. And so someone who you didn't rush into the spotlight, but arrived here with something to say. So from Santo Domingo to Italy to Chicago to Canada to here back to the Dominican Republic, she has brought neuroscience and music together, storytelling, and into a voice that's both, I would say, intimate, but you could see the experience that she presents to us. So her work isn't just meant to be heard, it's meant to be felt. So I want to please welcome Cristina Casado to the program. Hi.
Hi, thank you so much. That was a wonderful introduction.
I just think, like, as I was sitting here reading today your bio, which is quite in depth. It's long, but like it's so good. And I'm just like, wow. And you started with music at a young age. You've been playing music. You started with the piano. You were in Santo Domingo. You went to music school. Then you came here, and there weren't a lot of music schools in the Punta Cana, Cap Cana area. And you then, your parents started their own music academy because there wasn't one here for you. But the intriguing thing is that then you went to study in the United States.
Yeah.
Neuroscience.
Yeah.
I need to know, like, where does the road meet between music and neuroscience?
Honestly, I feel like there are a lot of ways that it can meet. Like there are a lot of therapies that can be applied with music. I remember I worked for a couple of therapists for kids that had neurological conditions. And the music really helped them. However, that's not why I went into neuroscience.
Okay.
I'm a girl with a lot of interest. And I can't seem to just choose one. And so I really like neuroscience. I found it really fascinating, especially like the plasticity in the brain from like early child development and all of that. And I wanted something that felt secure. And I felt that with music, even though I loved it and I still do, which is why I'm doing this, I didn't feel like it was a secure enough thing that I could just count my entire future in. So I kind of wanted a fallback plan. And that was neuroscience for me because it was something that I was really interested in. And so I decided, I was like, well, I can always do music after.
Right.
And right now that my parents are paying this college tuition, I can do something that I'm equally interested in, but that can also give me kind of like a more cushy place to fall back into. Yeah.
Because like you said, I think that there are a lot of therapies out there with kids, adults, and how music helps therapeutically the brain. What did you notice about that specifically in your studies of neuroscience?
Well, I feel like anybody that like studies music knows that it takes a lot of discipline. And I have even seen it in kids whenever they're studying music. I feel like it unlocks a part of the brain that would normally not get used as much. Even coordination, brain hand coordination, all of that. And just calming your, like teaching your brain how to calm itself down.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, for kids with that are more on the spectrum with autism,
Mm-hmm.
or even Down syndrome or anything like that, when they study music and learn to read a music sheet, I feel like it can really help them to organize their brain and to kind of settle itself down. And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen it with kids that like are very rowdy, even with ADHD
Yep.
or things like that. When they start playing an instrument for like a consecutive amount of time, or even just listening to music,
Uh-huh.
they calm down.
Yeah.
And it's something beautiful to see.
Mm-hmm. I find it very interesting. Neuroscience in and of itself
Yeah.
is extremely interesting. But let's go back a little bit. You've lived between very different worlds. Classical music and pop, neuroscience and art, Europe, North America, the Caribbean. When you're alone,
Yeah.
which version of yourself feels the most true?
Um, I think the music one
Uh-huh.
for sure. I am a theater girl at heart.
Okay.
Like absolutely theater girl all the way. And I use music for every situation in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also very dramatic, which blends with the theater
Yes.
girl. And so I feel like I have a song for every situation and
Love it.
every mood. And I even sometimes, if I have a long drive, this is something that I do. And I don't know why I do it, but I live in my head a lot. And I put music and I imagine that I am in different worlds. Like yesterday, I was in the Harry Potter world. I just appear there. And
Uh-huh.
I was just showing all these people different music and imagining how they would react to it. Like I just use music for every single situation. If I'm sad, there's a song. If I'm happy, there's a song. If I want to party, there's a song. And singing for me is a way to, again, if I'm sad, like I get happy just from singing,
Mm-hmm.
especially musical theater songs.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like the musical one is my most true self.
Yeah.
And it is the part that I enjoy the most,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Does it happen to you? Because it happens to me a lot. Like I sometimes I think I'm my own jukebox, and that you'll be in a situation, all of a sudden a song will come to your mind, and
yeah.
it's perfect for that situation. You're
Yeah.
just like, where did that come from?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes people would say something, even a word, like just a random word. And I'm like, I just start singing the song that goes with the word. I'm like, there's a song for everything.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was like, they'll be like, what? You just sing all
I'm
the time.
so glad you understand me. Because a lot of people just look at me like I'm weird.
Uh-huh. No. I get it. It's like it just comes. They say one thing and all of a sudden you go into tone, into that song. You know, my family's just like, again? Like, where does this come from? And I'm like, I don't know. But I love
It's
that.
just there.
I love that. It's just there. So you've repeatedly uprooted yourself into different places. Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, Italy, Chicago, Ottawa, back to Punta Cana. Do you run towards inspiration? Away from it?
I think a little bit. I can't stay in one place, which is why I think this career is so great for me. Because if it works, then I get to travel all the time, and that's great.
Yeah.
But I think I yearn for meeting new people and having new experiences. And I've always done that. I remember when I went to Italy, I had been asking my mom, no, actually begging my mom, because I wanted to go to live in England. That was my original plan. And I really wanted it. And I was so tired. I had been in the same school for years and it was the same people. And I was going crazy. I was like, I wanna go someplace else.
Right.
And I ended up going to Italy instead because the organization that I chose, it gives you like the opportunity to choose 5 countries and then they choose for you. And so I ended up going to Italy, which was wonderful and I loved it. But then after a year, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back home. And then I came here, but I knew that I didn't want to stay because I can't stay in one place. And so that's when I went to the States. And I ended up going to Canada because I got tired of that. And I went to Canada and I was just singing every single day. Honestly, I probably would have stayed in Canada longer, but I'm not Canadian. So I ended up having to come back. And now I am in between traveling to Miami and staying here. And I go to Spain sometimes. And I feel like I crave those experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that a lot of times those experiences are what helps you write your music?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I am staying still, I get bored.
Uh-huh.
And when I get bored, my mind goes blank.
Right.
So I feel like whenever I travel, it's kind of like euphoria. Like I love people. I
Yep.
absolutely love people, and I love meeting new people and seeing people happy. So for me, those things are things that inspire me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it absolutely does help.
And how much of those experiences would you say is are in your songs or
Um,
inspire your music?
I think a lot of them.
Uh-huh.
I think every single person that comes into your life is a source of inspiration for
Yep.
anyone. And I try to really, when I meet people, I try to kind of see like everything that they're bringing to my life, not
Mm-hmm.
in a material way or anything like that, but like the good energy that people bring.
Yeah.
Just because they do. Even like sometimes it's bad experiences,
Yeah.
but you can make songs out of that too.
Yeah.
And it all can be beautiful, and it all helps shape who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a lot of the songs that I write in a way are inspired by different people I
Mm-hmm.
meet.
So, for example, last year you had a pretty big song, and
Yeah.
it was, and you have another one about to come out, but
Yeah.
don't ask, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
So Donas Don't Tell was actually um it was this song, and it took me forever to write. There was a long time that I didn't know what direction I wanted the song to go. So I actually have like 7 different versions
Wow.
of different lyrics and different melodies for that song, and I couldn't choose. And it was inspired by one specific person, which I cannot name.
Uh-huh.
But it was inspired by this one person that me and my best friend, both know. And he also helped shape Oxymoron, which was the song that I wrote before. But it also was inspired by things that I read. And so Jonas Don't Tell was the ending and the conclusion to a longer story that I had been telling since my first song, Lilac.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like the explanation for that story. And it was all inspired by Greek mythology. The story of the god Pan, who was like the god of the forest and all of that.
Interesting.
Yeah. And this person, I guess, kind of reminded me of the god Pan, which, yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from? Like the idea of doing a series of songs that came out of Greek mythology.
Well, I love Greek mythology, and I've always said it. I believe that I am the daughter of Poseidon. And I really hope that's true, because that would be so cool. But since I was little, I have always loved Greek mythology, and I love everything about it. I've read all the stories and all the lore and all the myths and all of that. Um, and I remember this one story really stuck out to me about the nymph Syringa. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Syringa, something like that. And the god Pan. And I was like, that is a really crazy and sad story. And I decided to write something with that. And I like all of my songs to be a story. I feel like I like to tell stories, and I feel like everything should have a meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like with one song, it was not enough to explain like the whole story that I wanted to tell. So I decided to make a 4-song story.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of times people write music to be understood. Do you think you write it to be understood, or do you feel you write it to discover yourself?
I think a little bit of both, honestly. There are definitely some songs that I write kind of like more explaining my feelings and like all of that, and they are definitely more to be understood. However, I those are really personal, so I've never actually released any of those.
Okay.
But I also write stories. They're basically stories.
They are stories.
Yeah. Write songs to just tell something to the people and trying to get a message across. And I think that is what the next songs that I'm going to be releasing are more about. It's about getting out a message, which I think is important for people to hear.
What is the message? that
To
you
be happy and to
to
love
be
life. Basically, that's the
excellent,
gist of it.
excellent message.
That's the
Excellent
gist of it.
message.
I think the next songs that I'm gonna be releasing, it's a whole production that I have done, and it's really cool. Um, but they are all about confidence
Uh-huh.
and self-love and
Nice.
self-worth, and about the value of just like the mundane everyday life and how beautiful it is if
Yep.
you just take a step back from the stress and all of that and just appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's really important because even, I mean, I'm human and I get stressed all the
Right.
time.
Of course.
I am constantly stressed. It is terrible. But I always, whenever I feel myself like going into that hole, I take a step back. I try to, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not perfect, but I try to take a step back and be like, okay, things are not that bad.
Right.
There is so much beauty. Like even today, I was kind of stressed about some news that I got, and I was about to just lay in bed all day, and then I was like, the sun is so beautiful today. And I have my dog with me, and he's just looking at me like, what are we doing today? So I went out and played with him because it's still a beautiful day
Right.
and we can solve anything. So that is kind of what I want
Mm-hmm.
people to feel and to understand whenever they hear my
Yeah.
songs.
That's it's a good message, and I think that a lot of people just need that. But it's
Yeah.
also, you're being honest, like, you want people to feel it, but it's not negating the fact that you yourself don't feel stressed as well
Yeah.
on a daily
I think we
basis,
all
right?
do. I
Of
mean,
course.
life can be really stressful.
Mm-hmm.
About a ton of different things. Like we all have different lives. Maybe what stresses me will not stress you and vice versa.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I do believe that we should feel lucky and blessed just to have a day and to be able to solve anything that needs to be solved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was the early what how old were you when you wrote your very first song?
I think I was 21.
Mm-hmm.
I started writing pretty late because I was very intimidated by it.
Mm-hmm.
It scared me so much, and I don't know why. And I had put this block in my head saying that I couldn't write songs. And it was actually my mom that helped me overcome it because she was like, you can, you just need to start doing it.
Right.
And how are you ever going to achieve what you want to achieve if you are limiting yourself to achieve it?
Right.
And I remember that really resonated with me. And I went home that night because it was New Year's Eve, actually. I remember
Mm-hmm.
it was New Year's Eve in 2020. And I went home that night and I just sat by my piano and I was like, I'm going to write a song. And then I looked all the YouTube videos and everything, which do help. But at the end of the day, like when you start writing songs, you realize that it's not something that a YouTube video can teach
Yeah.
you. It's
Yeah.
something that you just feel. But in the moment, I looked up all the YouTube videos, I looked up all the like internet vlogs and all of that, and I wrote my very first song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you think that, versus your first song versus your latest or your most recent one, what's changed the most?
It's changed a lot. Honestly. Honestly. And I think people, whenever they hear the song that's gonna come out pretty soon, um, I think people would definitely be able to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the song that's coming out, it's in Spanish.
Okay.
Which is a reach for me because I was also really scared of writing in Spanish, and I had to overcome that fear too. And my first song is in English, and even like the tone and everything, the type of music, the instruments used. Actually, the instruments used, I still use pretty much the same ones because I like the instruments that sound pretty. They all do, but
Uh-huh.
I like
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I mean, most of them
Yeah.
do sound pretty.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think even the way of storytelling and the way that I write, like I structure my sentences and everything, it has changed because before I was thinking very methodically of how to say what I wanted to say and that it needed to sound perfect and make
Mm-hmm.
sense. And now I've realized that it doesn't need to. It just it needs to come from the heart and then kind of make sense, but it doesn't need to be perfect because music isn't perfect.
Right.
It's just whatever you're feeling. It
Yeah.
can be anything. You can make like a complete amount of noise and just mix a bunch of things together and it will make sense to people because it's just what's in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I learned that, my music started sounding differently, and I think it's gonna keep evolving.
Yeah,
But for my first
of
song, it
course.
definitely sounds different.
I mean, it will keep evolving as you keep
Yeah,
evolving, right?
exactly.
Like, so, I mean, it's like this, it will be like the stages of your life, you know, and different stages have different
Exactly.
emotions, different feelings. Like, is there a lyric in this new song that's coming out that kind of scares you a little bit, like, because you think you're being a little too honest?
Um, Honestly, with this first one, I don't think so, just because I believe in the message so much.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly do, and it has become my comfort song,
Nice.
even for myself. And I normally like, and I've heard it from a lot of people, like when you hear something a lot, you get tired of it.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to, just because it helps calm me down, and it
Wow.
brings me to like a good place and a good vibe and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's anything in this song that scares me. I think for the next songs that are coming out after this one, there are some lyrics that a little bit scared me, but not because of emotionally, just because they're a little bit more mature than anything I've ever done, and my family's gonna hear it. So
Yeah.
that does scare me.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like I'm an open book,
Yeah.
and people know me, and I haven't really hit anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not scared of them hearing any of it.
When you write songs now after, neuroscience and studying that, is there a way that you think differently about it when you're writing? Like, I think it will land better because neurologically speaking, I know somebody will receive something in a different way if it sounds like this or if it's done like this. Do you ever use that in your song creation?
Absolutely. And I think I remember part of neuroscience was studying psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that you deliver things affect how people receive them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is very important. Even like the tone that you use, the part of the sentence that you put something in, it all affects the type of instruments that you use, and whatever build up you do, it's all received differently. And that is something, for example, if I'm trying to make a relaxed song, I need to be very mindful of how I'm saying things and where they're sounding and what instruments or effects or whatever I'm using, because it will affect
Mm-hmm.
how people receive it. So I think that I absolutely use that.
It's got to be very interesting in in a very in a different way because I think that and
I think so.
and because you have a bit of a leg up there because you know how to bring the sounds and the things together in a way that can help people as well as love your music.
I hope so. I hope it does. It is really interesting,
Mhm.
and I find it very fascinating. I think that the way that our brains work is amazing.
Mhm.
And it is really fun to be able to think about every single time that I'm writing something, to be able to think about, okay, how are people gonna receive
Mhm.
this? Are they gonna like it? What message is it gonna come across, not just in the lyrics, but also in the music?
Mhm.
And I find it really cool, and I have a really fun time doing it.
Yeah.
So
So when you're sitting there and you write your song and like do you write your song and the music at the same time like you do the or do you write the song and then the music comes after the lyrics are written?
it really depends on the song. I have had songs that I had the lyrics before, and I kind of just, sometimes it happens that I just think of something and I write it down,
Mhm.
and then after I try to put that into music. Other times I have a melody and then I try to add music,
Uh-huh.
the melody, and then I try to add lyrics to it. Lately I've been having a really good time writing with my producer, Danny Crazy Town. He is so smart, and he is like, I swear to God, this man is a genius, and I will stand by that. It is amazing working with him, and I feel like he understands my ideas without me
Mhm.
having to explain it, and vice versa. So I think that we work really well together,
Mhm.
and we have created songs that I really, really like. So for us, what we do is, normally we create a little tiny piece of the music, and then it ends up being completely different because we change it along the way. But
Mhm.
we work with that, and then we start adding the lyrics to it. And other times I just come with an idea and then we kind of try to build the music on it. So it really just depends on the song.
When so there was, if I read correctly or understood correctly, you wrote a song the night before you did a TV appearance.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Well, originally, and I changed it because I got scared because I didn't want it to be too sad. But I had this lady, she was kind of like a second mom to me and my siblings, and she passed away. And I remember that I was thinking about her, and then I went on the piano and I started playing a different song. And then I was like, I really like this chord structure. I want to do something with it. So then from that chord structure, I started writing. And in the moment I was thinking about her, so I started writing kind of about that. And then I got scared and I switched it up. And I think that it still ended up being a very beautiful song, just with a different sentiment. But we just went with it. And I ended up writing the song in like 30 minutes, I think. And I remember it was like 7 p.m. at night or 8 p.m. at night. And I finished the song and immediately I was like, I love this song. This is so great. So I ran out of my room and I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, you got to listen to this. I just wrote this. She was like, okay, let's go. And I showed it to her and she loved it. And then Dante Cucurullo and his wife, Marilene Blanco, they were staying at the house and they also came. And then I was like, can I show you guys this song? And they were like, okay. And then Dante heard it and immediately he went and he was like, can I make something with it? And I was like, go ahead. So then he went on the piano and he made it so beautiful. I got goosebumps. I was like, I could never do that, but that was beautiful.
Right.
And literally in the span of an hour, we had created this like masterpiece of a song. And I was supposed to sing a different song at that TV program. And literally that morning on my way there, I called them and I was like, can I play a different song? And I'm going to bring the piano. I'm going to bring everything. But I want to play this song. And we ended up just managing it in like 30 minutes before the show. It was kind of crazy and it was stressful because I had just written it. I was a little scared that I wouldn't remember the lyrics because they were like brand new in my brain.
Right.
And I played it with my producer at the time. And we had never played the song together because he had never heard it.
Right.
So it was a little bit stressful, but I really wanted to sing that song because I was really proud of it. And I think it ended up being beautiful.
Wow. And was that here in the Dominican Republic that you did that?
It was, the program was Luna Llena in Santo Domingo.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's incredible. Wow.
Thank you.
What an incredible story.
Thank you.
Do you find that you still go back to that song from, and it still like lives on? And
absolutely. And I am asked to play it a lot of times by like friends and all of that. Everybody really likes the song and it is a really fun song to play in the piano. So I really enjoy it. And I think it's like, for me at least, it's kind of like a timeless song. I'm hoping to maybe release it one day. I'm not sure when that would be, but it is there.
Do you ever have moments where you just feel uninspired and just don't know what to do, where to go, why you're doing what you're doing? Like
all the time. All the time.
How do you go through that? Because obviously it's area because you work so hard.
Yeah.
And you work and you just like, I love this. I want this to happen. I want, and you keep going. But then you're just like, some days you're just exhausted.
It happens more often than not. I'm not gonna lie.
See, but that's a good thing. Honesty is great because people need to know what.
Absolutely. Like if you're going through it, you're not alone. It is definitely something that happens more often than not. And sometimes it can win. And there are times where like days just pass and I'm like, I have not achieved a single thing. I have a whole to-do list of things that I need to do. And I haven't done any of them. And now I'm behind. And I have this thing and I've always had it. And I don't know why it is. But whenever I get behind on something, my brain like blocks itself, and then I don't want to do any of it.
Yeah.
And it even happens sometimes when I'm singing a song. Like if I mess up one lyric, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna mess up the whole song. And it is something that I actively have to work against so that I don't do that. And I think it's because I'm a perfectionist or something.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing that helps the most is I have an amazing team behind me. I have an amazing team. And it doesn't matter the day, they are texting me and they're like, hey, you gotta do this.
Right.
What's going on? Do you want us to call you? If I am falling behind, they also like carry the load for me. And they're like, okay, we can do it. Just tell us like how to do this or like where do you want it, and then we can do it and get it done. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Having amazing friends too. Like I remember in college that happened to me a lot. And my best friend, like I told her I would not have been able to graduate without her because she was like, "You're doing your homework right now. We're
like
sitting
accountability
here,
partner."
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that really helps. And just finding small things that you love. For me, that's my dogs. I love my dogs, and I feel like they really motivate you. Because it doesn't matter if you're tired or not tired, sick or not sick, cold or not cold. You have to walk them. They need to go outside. They need to be fed. And that gets you out of bed. That gets you moving. They want to play, and playing with them really brings me joy. So I feel like that can help me get out of a rut, and singing. So sometimes if I see myself like kind of going into like a little stressful shell, then I'm like, okay, let's do some karaoke tonight. That sounds fun. And then for me, that helps a lot.
Yeah. Yes. But that's really, it's interesting because you have those strategies there. You recognize when they are. But I think too, really important is, you're not an island. So realizing that you have those people around you to hold you accountable, to say, okay, we recognize that, something's up. She needs us to give her that push. And move her forward. Is there a song that you've written or that you have in you that you feel that like you're not really sure about putting it out there or releasing it because you think that people might change the way that they think about you?
I'm trying to go back to all these songs. I have like over 100 songs.
I'm sure because
I don't think so. I think there are definitely songs that are more open. And go like very deep, but I don't think it would change the way that people see me, because at the end of the day, like I am who I am and I try not to hide it.
Right.
But I think it's just more honest. Like everybody has dark times and happy times. Everybody is really excited about something, or really neutral about something sometimes. And we all go through that. So I don't think that would change the perspective of anybody that knew me. I think it would just help them understand a little bit better or feel more connected, because they're like, oh, that happened to me. I understand that. So I don't think there's anything that would change the way people see me in a way that is negative, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're if your life was a song right now, okay, what do you think the chorus would be for that song?
I think definitely, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but the song that I'm releasing, it's the chorus of that
It's
song.
the chorus of your life.
Because I have been trying actively to live by that for this whole time. And I even like say it to myself in the morning. I'm like, I got this, okay? And I can sing you a little bit if you want.
I would love that, because now I'm like, I'm intrigued now because I want to know what's the chorus of your.
So it's in Spanish.
Okay.
But we're in the Dominican Republic.
Of course, of course.
It goes, la vida es solo una, hay que ponerle pausa para verle lo bonito, lo bonito. Llena de bendiciones, y cuando pones pausa se pone más bonita, más bonita. And then he kind of like,
I love that. I love that. Can you give a little translation for?
It goes, you only have over there's only one life, you gotta click pause on it so that you can see the beauty in it.
I love it.
And then it's saying it's full of blessings, and if you click pause, you're gonna find it even more beautiful.
I love it.
So that something like that. I think it's very important, and I do try to live by it. I try to remember that there are a lot of blessings everywhere.
Yes.
And that we only have one life, and we have to live it and try to appreciate everything that was handed to us, the good and the bad. Absolutely. And learn from it. So I don't know. That's something very important to me.
You have to press pause. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Sometimes you just have to press pause, take a look around, and appreciate
look
everything.
At the birds.
Yes, the birds.
Look at the sunsets.
Exactly. There's so much beauty around.
Absolutely.
I love that. And so years from now, let's say someone discovers your music.
Okay.
Right? They don't know who you are. And they're just like, wow, I love that. What do you want them to take away from your music before they even know that it's Cristina Casado that's singing the song?
I want them to take away love for everything around us.
Absolutely.
Happiness. I want them to feel happy when they listen to my songs, and connected, more than anything connected. And I want them to feel confident. I hope that everybody who listens to my music feels confident in themselves and in the love that they have for everything and everybody around them. And I hope that if they take away anything, is that.
I love that. I love that because it's important.
Yeah.
It's who you are. It's
Absolutely.
who you've been, at least from what I've been seeing for right now, and just in this short period of time, like, it's feeling, and it's you love what you do, and you can see that you love what you do, and I think that that's the most important thing of something that needs to ring through for generations to come. They're gonna be like, oh, what is this? Who is this?
I appreciate it.
Is there a favorite song of yours that you listen to that you say to yourself, I probably could have written that song because it's so me? That was written by somebody else that you're just kind of like, God, this could have been my song because it just, maybe it's a period of your life or something that you always go back to because it just reminds you of something that you could have written yourself.
That's a good question because I'm not sure. I think for the way that it's written and just kind of like the idea behind the song, I think Peter by Taylor Swift is one of my favorite songs of hers. And just the way that she used a story from, I think, Peter Pan, and the way that she wrote it, I was like, that is kind of the way that I like to write my music, and with a simple piano. And I was like, that's beautiful. But I don't know if I could have written it because she is such a master lyricist that I don't know if I could have achieved that. I hope. But I'm not sure. I feel like there's a piece of everybody in their songs.
Yeah.
And although I wish I wrote a lot of the songs that I hear, I don't know if I could say like, oh, I could have written that. So I'm not sure.
It's not necessarily about like you could have written it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like an experience that that song is so true to something personal to you or personal of your life that you're like, wow, it's almost like they were me.
I'm trying to think. I'm going back to like all the songs that I've ever heard and trying to remember all the lyrics.
Even think about it, and I'm just kind of like, is there a song that like would be even general?
I think maybe Golden by Harry Styles, because sometimes I just meet people and that really feel like that to me. And I have actually said it to my friends. I'm like, wow, you're so golden. And it's just this happiness that you feel inside of your heart, and that spreads all over. And I think that is kind of like that song. Yeah. And maybe that one. I'm trying.
I know it's hard. You're gonna go home soon. You're like, I got it.
I'm going to go through my entire playlist
Like,
just listen to every single song and be like, maybe this one, maybe this one. But I think Golden is a good one because I do feel that way with people.
Yeah.
I love people. So I think maybe that one.
What do you love about people?
I feel like happiness is so contagious. I love it when people smile. I love it. It's so beautiful. And I feel like everybody, and I have been judged for saying this. I don't know why, but I have been judged for saying this. But I really, truly believe that every single person is beautiful and that there is so much beauty to anyone, like just natural beauty. Like you see photos of like even a person, like a homeless person smiling on the street, and it's just so beautiful. Like that is a gorgeous person. And I love that. And I love that if you smile to someone, they're going to smile back and then they're going to smile to somebody else. And I really like how complex we are and getting to know people's stories and kind of like where they come from and what things they value and appreciate. And I think that is just so beautiful. I love learning. So I just love people.
Yeah.
It's such a
everybody has something new, something to learn, something you can learn
We're
from.
pack animals. We need people.
Yes. People have judged you for that?
I have been judged. I'm like, no, there are some ugly people and all that. I'm like, there are not. Like there are so everybody's so beautiful, and I don't get it.
I mean,
there's somebody for everyone.
Maybe their own way, but I mean, if you're saying that, there are some ugly people, like that's kind of
I feel like there are people that can be. Yeah, I feel like there are people that can be attracted to you. Like attractive to you. And obviously we all have our different likes and dislikes. Yeah. But at the end of the day, even if somebody is not like conventionally attractive to you, they are still so beautiful. Like they have like the way that their features work and everything is gorgeous. And I love it.
Do you ever find yourself that I do this sometimes, but do you ever find yourself that when you see somebody and they're just in a horrible mood that you just do everything you possibly like? Just kind of be nice, and you watch the shift in their mood as you do that, as you are the nicer you are to them.
Absolutely. And I think that people, like, we all have our bad days. Yeah. And sometimes all you need is somebody to give you something nice, like a nice attitude or something. You don't know what people are going through. Right. You don't know why they're having a bad day or why they're acting the way that they're acting, or even like the way some people behave. Yep. Maybe something happened to them that affected that. Maybe they have some trauma. Maybe they have anything. And sometimes like you can have somebody that is very, very like serious and just kind of being mean. And it's kind of like the Selena Gomez song that it's like, kill them with kindness. Like the kinder that you are, like you throw them off and then they're like, wow, wait, hold on. Why am I being mean to this person? Yeah. And that can actually change your day. I know that when I'm having a bad day, just having one nice interaction can flip that around. Yes. So 100%. I think that is really important. And I do try to be mindful of that. Especially like talking to your servers, talking to people that give you bad news. Like they don't want to give you bad news. Yeah. So I try to be mindful of that. Whenever I talk to people, obviously like nobody's perfect, but it is something that I am very conscious of. Yeah.
I mean, it's been so wonderful to talk to you and learn about you. You have such a great energy about you. And so it's been incredible. Where can people listen to your music, learn more about you, because they're going to want to feel the same thing?
Thank you so much, first of all. I love talking to you too. It was great. You guys can find me all over the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, anything, under Cristina C. Casado. Or you can just look up my streaming profiles like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anything you use, under Cristina Casado. And I hope that you guys join because I would love that.
Yes. So make sure you guys go look her up, listen to her music, like, subscribe, because she has a great energy, great music, and there's going to be a lot more from her very, very soon. So thank you so much, Cristina, for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again to What's Up Punta Cana with Cristi Maggio. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Every Friday at 7 p.m., Punta Cana Hits presents What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio, the #1 English talk show in the area, with the best that the Dominican Republic and the rest of the world have to offer. Punta Cana Hits.
AIB, Aeropuerto Internacional de Bávaro. Turismo